communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
Alright.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Agada.
Mbijan raganya.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyenji.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Ah,
mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Ah, jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Ha. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola sota Gambia ja.
Ha?
Ha. Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nko kono
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome back.
Bismillah.
May I remind you that you're still under oath? Before the lunch break, we were talking about the unlawfulness of the executions. The 9 death row inmates. And we have agreed that the Ministry of Justice and the Minister of Justice did not discharge the responsibilities of the office. You have indicated you could not have done so. You could not have done what was statutorily expected of you. Because your functions were given to someone else. That is what was discussed, correct?
That is correct.
So the evidence also points to the fact that this execution was carried out in secrecy, in violation of Gambia's international obligations and also in violation of the law.
Aketa kullole kono me yalon ko nyanta tinyale ya kenyame wala Gambia ning la ning dunia banko la loi ning dunia banko la loi ning be sokri membala aning o fana mu Gambia fana la loi la tinyalde.
Do you agree with that?
Sonta wala la bang?
I maintain my same position.
Where how malong
well, if the Minister of Justice can say that, does it that in fact reinforce the argument, the position of counsel that it was done in secret?
Counsel is entitled to his opinion.
Counsel
is entitled to my position.
But the Commission and the Gambian people are entitled to the truth. And you being asked to help the Commission to decipher the truth. Was this execution done secretly or was it done transparently?
I do not know. Because I wasn't there when it was done. Like I said, how, where, and who. Well, I cannot help the commissioner on that investigation. If I had known, between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I would have said it.
But Mr. Jobateh, you can know whether it was done publicly and transparently or it was done secretly. That is a matter of obvious fact, which you can't know without having been a participant in the process.
Mr. Jobateh,
Counsel, I still maintain my position. I do not know. The issues that I was able to help you on.
This points more to a refusal to answer the question than an obvious fact, because this is about
whether this was publicly done or whether it was secretly done. Everybody who lived in this country knew how it was done. The question does not suggest whether you were there. The question is rather to interrogate whether there was public knowledge that this was going to happen in this place at this time and in this manner. But that information was not available. So it was done in secret. You agree with that?
I have told you that I do not know. Unless if you are trying to force words into my mouth.
I will not force words into your mouth.
That is what it appears to me. Because once I said several times that I do not know. That's to be the end of the story.
No, Mr. Jobateh, it would not be the end of the story because the answer is patently unsatisfactory. In view of the information that is available, you should be in a position to make a pronouncement that on the basis of what you know, it was public or it was secret.
Kasuji ninkibaro langa menso do anita fanna load laka ibe pala ibe makamoto le kai tafo mole ko fo to nya ronya nyim faro men kala fa kata kullo ko non fa kata bankelo ko.
I cannot say so.
Ndo fola no.
Was it done publicly?
Kata bankelo ko no ba?
I don't know.
No.
Okay. Did government give information that the executions were going to take place at a particular date?
Fo masakunda kibaro bondile banka janjandi kafo ko nyim faro nyinga be kala dum nyim lum kari la ba.
I'm not aware of any such information.
Did the government give prior information as to the manner of the killings?
Oh, masakunda jandi ko nyim fa be sila fo e kibaro dile banko faro nyinga be kala nyamemba.
Not that I know of.
Did the government give information about the place of the executions?
Masakunda kibaro findindile banka fo jamae ko faro be kala dingira kari la ba.
Not that I know of.
Did the government give information to families of those to be executed as to what was going to happen, date, place, and time?
Foma sakunda kibaro di umur la menana ko yollo findindi kada ko kate fala fo ya di la kibaro ila family ila dimba dal ban ka fo ko be fala ni wati kala dum be fala ni dingira kar la ba.
Not that I know of.
Mo wolonde.
I'm sorry about that, Mr. Jobateh. Did I take it that your answer is not that you are aware of?
Yes.
So it therefore means this was done in secret?
I cannot say so.
Well, if it was done publicly, you would have known. Well, the position you occupied, obviously, if it was done publicly, you would have known.
That's a matter of opinion by you.
No, Mr. Jobateh, I disagree. It's not a matter of opinion, it's a matter of fact.
Mr. Chairman, please intervene. I cannot say or talk about things that I do not know.
Mr. Chairman,
that's why I've been insisting on the same question over and over. And I will refuse to answer any other question on the point. It is my right.
Mr. Jobateh, let me read you the law. Under the laws of this commission, you do not have a right to refuse to answer questions unless and until that question incriminates you in an offense. And this question is rather innocuous. It does not incriminate you in an offense. This is a simple assessment of a situation.
Mr. Jobateh, nyinyi nkarla me ya lonko mbanga lua kareja me ya lonko atele TRRC be tama kan lua lela TRRC la lua e sane ande janko to nyala e manya na ke fandu se dan ro nyingoro bari hanin ka bi fanang nyinyi nkaro nyinge nkay nyinyi kan nyimmen amanka nyinyi nkar me ya lonko e si fandu na kono le nyinyi nkarla me ya lonko ron kula me ya lonko pour laftal ron pour ay CDA
That notwithstanding, I can only answer questions that are within my knowledge.
The
question asked elicit information that is within your knowledge. You know whether this was done publicly or whether it was done secretly. Well, Mr. If you do not answer the questions, I'll just ask the Commission to simply note the fact that you have refused to answer a question which requires, which is within your knowledge.
Ni mazona nyini ngaro nyinjabi mba itandila komisyon nyati ngona jang ko sedo fele nyati ngona mealon ko nyini ngaro landi alata nyati ngona bara balandila ka nyini ngaro nyinjabi ando nyini ngaro nyini ngaro de mealon ko ay londo soto jere.
That would be wrong to assume. That you ask the answers to which are within my knowledge.
I
will not further argue on this point. I'll just move on. And in fact, the evidence points to the fact that you were present during the execution. Do you deny that? Omar Jallo called Oya. This is a person who participated in the executions. And he clearly named all those people who were present. And he implicated you, Mr. Jobateh. He said Baba Dindin Jobateh, Minister of Justice, was present. Is he lying?
Yes, he is lying. Because when he was writing that particular statement, he clearly stated he could not recall the name, and my name was suggested to him.
No, listen to this. Listen to this. Let's look at the transcript. The witness said there was this question. He had mentioned the General Sol Baji. He says, Maitu is the place where the people who violated the laws are being kept. Before we went there, we went to head of prisons, who is David Colley. When we got there, we met General Sol Baji, General Baji. And I asked the question, there have been many General Bajis in the Gambia. Who are you referring to? He said General Sol Baji. We met the former Interior Minister. I asked the question, name? He said Sonko. I cannot recall the name. I said we had a few Sonkos as Interior Minister. And then I suggested that would be Usman Sonko, wouldn't it? He said yes. We also met another individual. He is short. He was the Justice Minister. I don't know him. Give us a description of the person. He answered, well, it was in the night. So I could not identify each other, and when I was going, I was also dressed in a mask. But the individual is not tall.
Maybe Sude Caron Sudolem, but in Buaro member Jentafana Mura, Max, but in Mari Mumanke Mojamati Musutulam.
He is just average height.
what you read and what he just explained are different.
Can you correct him?
Okay.
Omari manke mo jamfarenti.
He's not tall, he's just average height.
He didn't even use the word in average height. He said he's not tall.
Yes, correct it.
That's what I just corrected it.
Okay, then we proceed. I asked skin complexion. He said, to be frank, I cannot recall. He said, in your statement, you indicated a name of Baba Dinding Jobateh. And he said, yes, I did not know him, but through the assistance of the investigators, they assisted me with his name. But listen, but as far as you are concerned, you were certain that the Minister of Justice at the time was present at the scene. He answered, what solidifies my beliefs that he was there was after we did all we had to do. Then Captain Rambo went and held him like this at the hand, and they went around all the dead bodies. Then I asked, what I am trying to drive at is how you arrive at the conclusion that that gentleman was the Minister of Justice. And he answered, because after we did all the work, then Rambo said, let me go and bring the Justice Minister. He went and held him by the hand and took him around the dead bodies. That was how I know that this was just the Justice Minister. He was told that this was the Justice Minister.
Yeah, fine. I'm saying two things. Number one, he is lying. I was never ever there. And secondly, you must remember, this evidence is not tested by cross-examination.
We all know that, Mr. Jobateh.
Well, I know.
We all know it's not tested by cross-examination.
Well, yes. So?
Yes, we all know it's not tested by cross-examination.
How then would you emphasize the fact that I was there when I said I wasn't there? The warrant is addressed to the Sheriff of the Gambia.
The
Excuse me. Yeah. I had made it very, very clear that it was the Sheriff lead Buba Jao that was there.
Now, Sheriff Ikafomi Buba Jao Sa Mantara Baluri.
But Mr. Jobateh, you would agree with me that the Sheriff, Mr. Jao, has a completely different build to compare to you.
Sheriff Mr. Buba Jao atela lonya atindita fatata bakele.
He is tall.
Atejam fatale.
You are of average height. Just like the witness has described.
I am saying, and I maintain my same position. Wallahi, billahi, tallahi, the Quran is here. I would never ever present at this.
Whatever that is worth, it is in the record. These witnesses also swear on oath. Two of them already said you were there. One of them described you.
kilimo nying wayelo nya be fole.
And here is yet another one.
Silang sere do fanam fele.
This is Mr. Lamin Baji, PIU officer who testified before your honors.
Nimu Mr. Lamin Baji the PIU para do kula la memfana yala sedandro dijam.
And he was asked the question.
Ya nyinin karola.
What did you see when you got into mile 2?
Ya muneje nya keso la brita da kasibumbaro.
He answered.
Ay jabirodi.
We got inside.
Ndunda konoto.
We find so many heads there. Security heads. People of high ranks. People like Suleiman Baji. Usman Sonko, former interior minister. Justice minister. Prison boss David Colley. All these three witnesses describe exactly the same set of people, including you.
Is
he lying? Yes. So all three of them are lying. Yes. All right. Here is another one, Mr. Chair. Amadou Baji. All chairman. Just a moment. Just a minute. He was asked, could you kindly call the names again, please? So he mentioned the names of the junglers who were there. And then he went on to say that for rectification, here, in our vehicle, I left Omar inside the vehicle with the cops. After I was standing on the way, waiting for those ministers coming. Those ministers coming. Only two ministers have been mentioned. Justice Minister and Interior Minister. So if it was only Interior Minister who was mentioned, the witness would have said the minister. One minister. So he was again asked, so did the ministers arrive at the Lance Corporal Bojang range? Lance Corporal Bojang ring and he answered, yes, they came. But as far as they told me that, not to waste time, the moment they arrived, let me give them way to pass. That is what I did. The moment they arrived, I pointed the way to them so that they passed and went forward. And he was asked, and then what happened when they passed? I saw them when they arrived. They were met by our team leaders who led them to the place where the corpses were lying. This witness also said two ministers were there. Two ministers. The trumpet article. Written when? Written sometime later in 2019. And this is what they wrote. And the trumpet newspaper, as reliably learned, how former President Yahya Jammeh planned the unconstitutional execution of 9 Mile 2 inmates in late August 2012.
Yahya Jammeh fero landino nyaadi le pour nyum mo konon to lamini alon ko ye fala me alon ka keta 2009 tema mafam.
Our investigations revealed that Yahya Jammeh, in consultation with Usman Sonko, then Minister of Interior Njogu Elba, then Secretary General and Head of Civil Service,
Secretary General and Head of Civil Secretary Saferla and
Lamin Jobateh, then Minister of Justice.
Lamin Jobateh, Minister
and the Inspector General of Police, Yankuba Sonko.
And police all Lanyatonko make of my ko Yankuba Sonko.
At State House,
Mansala Kordabato,
before the execution.
Channing Faro Bekela.
You met at State House before the execution. And it says, contrary to the version of the state, that the 9 were executed by a firing squad on Sunday, 26 August. That's what the government said, isn't it?
I don't know. Malong.
Then our investigation revealed that they were actually suffocated and strangled to death on Thursday, 23rd August 2012.
Now, Kizro and Arna men into Lawel Mindigo, Kangol de Foy Nar and New Narna, Menkata Dimasola 2008 Sangon.
That too you don't know?
I don't know. More for how long?
On the evening of 23rd August 2012, State House convened a meeting of the security chiefs, which was attended by Benedict Jammeh, the then Director General of NDLEA, Numo Kujabi, the late Director General of defunct NIA, Buba Sanyang, retired Director General of Immigration, and Yankuba Sonko, then Inspector General of Police. Upon arrival, they found Lamin Jobateh,
Lamin Jobateh,
Usman Sonko,
Harisambu,
then Permanent Secretary Ministry of Defense,
Permanent Secretary Member Marle Ministry Melango Tanko Kunyalam,
waiting at the office of the Secretary General Jogo Elba.
Batundrola Secretary General Officer Memunjogo Bala Officer Konoto.
The Secretary General then called Usman Sonko, Yankuba Sonko, and Lamin Jobateh to meet with ex-President Jammeh, leaving Ben Jammeh, Buba Sanya, Harisambu, and Numo Kujabi at his office.
What Secretary General Narana Yumul Kumand Purieta, President Tarandi, Narana Ibari, Benjamin Buba Jammeh Yolbula office.
After they emerged from the meeting, Joguba then addressed them in somber tone.
Joguba Narna Diamwe Jeto.
We should all stand shoulder to shoulder and defend our friend when and where he is falling, rather than seeing him fall down. We should not stab each other at the back. So said. That's true, isn't it? After they,
and in fact, I will categorically say that no, the newspaper is lying.
How do you know that?
In the first place, I wasn't there.
So how do you know it was his lie?
Let me finish. He never indicated that he was in attendance.
He said the source said.
I'm saying he and his source are all lying.
On that particular evening, exiled dictator Jammeh was seen dressed in a military fatigue, standing in the at the top window of the State House looking outside.
President Manele ya jabe loring State House Santo Palantero Mafonala Soja uniform.
Between the hours of 8 p.m. and 9 p.m., General Bora Koli, then Director General of the Gambia Prison Service, then called senior prison officers to report back to work.
Lungo la nyinna lungo nyinki boron kola General Bora Koli narna prison do kudal kumande osama puri muri la do kola.
He did not give a reason.
Mandalila di.
Around the same time, Usman Sonko, Lamin Jobateh, and General Sol Baji drove to Mile 2 prison in treated military vehicles with armed soldiers.
That is also not true.
The sources added that it was General Baji who handed the list of names of persons to be executed to the prison wardens on duty.
Kiwaro intended na kafu fana wolu fana General Suleiman Baji atele kaitu di prison do kula nyina mol tolbe safir ndal men yalan ko nyenda fala wolu wala men be duties.
Lady Tabara Samba, a Senegalese national, topped the list.
Lady Tabara Samba atele muso
Senegalese
Senegalese banko di wala
list.
atele be follow.
I'm not aware of that. No, I don't know anything about that.
The other names are listed in the document. After the male inmates were removed from their cells at the security wing and Lady Tabara from the female wing, they were assembled at the headquarters at the main yard at Mile 2 prison. It was General Sol Baji who signed the receipt book indicating that he received the 9 prisoners.
Kewol bondi la ma fawle yewol soronda me nana Tabara fana bondi musol ka soronda de be londi donkira kilimoto sulu General Suleiman Baji le keta mod me alon ka tele ya sign kay tandi ko tele ni multa ito yala.
The prisoners were then handcuffed, put in 3 tinted vehicles and taken to Kanilai.
Inarana ni multa ye bulol cheni ye bulandi motol ko me alon ko ni moto veri fimor le inarane nyati linke samba Kanilai.
Upon arrival, they were taken near an old well. Before the inmates were killed, Colonel Solo Bojang robbed them from head to toe with an animal tail in a ritual style.
Colonel Solo Bojang ni murumuruntela ni sifenyo babulu da fenyo babula murumuri balo balakabudu wa fosando.
That too is a lie.
I do not know. Wait a minute now. I do not know. Here, you know, it's a case where the 2 versions have been given. One is saying at the ring,
look, Mr. Jobateh, I can only faithfully represent the evidence as it is.
Similarly, I can only speak about what I know.
I will not encourage you to say what you do not know.
Thank you.
After the killing, the bodies were dumped in the well. The execution is said to be witnessed by General Sol Baji, General Bora Koli, Colonel Solo Bojang and team of junglers, Squad. The suggestion that you were at State House and at Mile 2 to receive the prisoners, you say it is false.
Yes.
State House and Mile 2 equal them cooler man go
all right. Let me get another one. You said all these things are false. You don't know anything about
what I would suggest. Is during that month, maybe you should get the driver.
He said driver so no.
Maybe you should get the driver of late Buba Jao.
Buba Jao la driver so kumanino.
Mr. Jobateh, the fact that Mr. Jao was present there does not absolve you from responsibility. And it also does not negate your presence. What would negate your presence is evidence that you were in a different location and witnesses who say you were not there. At least you should have an alibi. You are not able to give us one.
Misalo di non nagafako lumuni ben mindole man fam pondi non kan tonya kan kalandi ni nago tonya to eten nje.
What I would suggest to you, Check the prison register.
Prisoner, ila buko miale kasefero ka wolto ajibe bang.
Those who were there on that particular night.
Mol miale ko wole bije wo suto nyin.
It will be recorded in the register.
Bebe tara seferi la wo buko kono.
What is said to have been recorded is the people who are taken removed from the prison. Not the people who are in attendance.
Mr. Fall. The normal procedure at the prisons is every visitor or otherwise who comes to mile 2 at the gate, your name is recorded.
Well, that
would be regular. But mile 2 prison was far from regular. People were put in detention without any paper. People were being removed from prison without a single paper.
What I can say from all this, at no time was I present.
Well, the next day of after the execution, you issued a press release.
I did. Which paper?
Here I am reading from the report of the UN on official executions being carried out after long hiatus. And this was in fact, no, this was an Amnesty International report.
Amnesty International report already.
All right, and then at the middle of the page, it says, the Gambian Ministry of Justice, in a statement issued on August 24th,
Gambia Minister
defended Jammeh's announcement about implementation of the death penalty. It cited Section 18 of the Constitution and noted that in due compliance with the constitutional provisions, it follows that all persons on the death row have been tried by the Gambian courts of competent jurisdiction. And whereof convicted and sentenced to death in accordance with law.
And wakang inate sorong lua e bro le kang wakang lua nata fuko inyante butela nya wale inyante ke fale and ya beke lua le kang.
This is by Amnesty International.
Amnesty International wale nyinfo.
Amnesty International did not say who actually made the press conference.
Amnesty International,
wait a minute.
Okay. Minister of Justice.
It only says from the Ministry of Justice.
Ministry of Justice. Minister of Justice.
But you are the Minister of Justice. Is a press statement is released on such an important day. Are you claiming that you are ignorant of that too?
Minister of Justice.
Indeed, I do not know. It says the Gambian Ministry of Justice in a statement issued.
Gambia la Minister Bunda.
Minister Jobateh. Would the minister?
Can I finish?
Okay, finish.
The auto have clearly stated the Ministry of Justice.
The Minister of Justice
does not mean that no. Lamin Jobateh is the one or was the one that made the press release.
Minister of Justice Lamin Jobateh
I did not.
But Mr. Jobateh.
But Mr. Jobateh.
Would the Ministry of Justice at this time issue a press statement without your knowledge?
It's a Minister of Justice. It's a kibaro bodnola tretema kalamutabang.
That would be really shocking.
And as a matter of fact, I have seen this for the first time today.
There is yet another, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And this one with your picture boldly on it. Pass it on.
fact that my picture is on this. Was not, you know how many times this particular picture has been going around?
Mr. Jobateh, did you protest when this article was published?
Let me finish.
I'm asking a question. Did you protest when this article was issued? But this is issued in the country. Your picture is boldly slapped on it. On a process which you say you were not part of, on a process which you say was unlawful, on a process which you say it was so bad that you had to distance yourself from it, and yet you just kept mum.
I wish the Point newspaper is invited to come and clarify how my picture appeared on their paper.
Well, newspaper United
yes, it is important. Because I know I have never ever issued any press conference on this matter.
Well, the documents speak for themselves. Well, when it mattered, you did not say a thing.
When it mattered, I did not see it.
Well, you know the rules, Mr. Jobateh. It was publicly published in the country, and under law, by law, a copy must be deposited in your office. By law, a copy will be deposited in your office.
If you go to the current Minister of Justice,
tell you
all copies that are being deposited, he had seized them.
But is that what you would call in defense? For yourself?
I'm not defending anything. What I'm saying is, I did not see this paper. No, my picture on it.
You had constructive knowledge of this. Constructive knowledge, I mean, because this was deposited in your office. It gives you notice. And it would be shocking if the Point newspaper would so boldly put the picture of the Minister of Justice on the paper and attribute some responsibility to the ministry if that were not true, and the ministry just keep quiet.
It would have been different if it is personally attributed to me. Merely putting my picture or stamping my picture on that page.
But the thing is, Mr. Jobateh, when the Ministry of Justice issues press releases, they do not personalize it to an individual. They say it is the Ministry of Justice that says that and that and that. It does not say, I, the Minister of Justice, say this.
Minister member justice
yes, it is attributed to the institution, not the person.
The fact that it has been attributed to the institution does not mean that Lamin Jobateh did it.
Mr. Jobateh, let's look at this. You are the head of the ministry. You are the alter ego of the institution. It is said that the ministry said it. If that was not true, you should have come out and said, no, this is not the case. The ministry you did not do anything. It was also issued and your picture put in there. You did not say anything. The international human rights organizations also published it. You did not say anything until now.
I am not aware
Well, you, under the law, you have constructive notice because this was served to your office.
I disagree that I have constructive notice.
Well, the commission would look into that.
Very well.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, I would at a later stage put in these 3 pieces of evidence as exhibits. And now, in fact, just 2 more points on this. These executions were by suffocation and strangulation. That is inhumane. It's a violation of the rules. And as Minister of Justice, it was your responsibility to ensure solemnity of the process. That is what the law says.
Mr. Lead Counsel. I have told you over and over, and I maintain the same position. I do not know where and how they were executed. I still maintain the same position.
And in fact, Mr. Jobateh, another violation of the law is the failure to inform the government of the foreign nationals who were killed. Do you agree?
I do not agree.
Why don't you agree?
To some extent I agree, to some extent I do not agree. Because if the foreign country is supposed to be informed, it should and ought to have been done by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs was not aware of this. It should have been the line ministry that would inform Foreign Affairs to do it.
That is not my responsibility.
Well, this is executions. It does not say Minister of Interior. It says Minister of Justice.
Yes.
You are the minister responsible for overseeing these activities. So it ought to have been your responsibility to discharge Gambia's international obligations. And by not doing so, the Minister of Justice has failed in his responsibility.
I do not agree. Because
well, if you take
Can I finish?
Okay, please.
You cannot do all the talking. You have to give me a chance to explain.
Answering questions, except where you say Mansong. But it's all right, proceed. Please.
What do you expect me to say now when I do not agree? It's the man that said Mansong. I did not say Mansong. I said I do not agree.
Okay. Proceed, please.
Mansong.
I said I do not agree. I am not aware of where, how, and by whom these executions were done.
But Mr. Jobateh, you were aware that Mr. Jawa was there.
Yes.
Magic?
Was aware.
Magic?
It cannot be by magic.
How?
The Chief Justice himself told me because the instructions were passed to him.
Chief Justice.
Well, this is most shocking.
Mr.
Mr. Jobateh, there is in fact another significant issue in all of this.
Mr. Jobateh,
do you remember Mr. Yabo?
Mr. Yabo Kandaba.
Sayabo. Mr. Yabo. I think so.
Tell us about him.
I inherited the file. From then Justice Wowo. At judgment level.
Case file judgment level
And he, going by the evidence, I think if I can recollect, he took an iron rod. An iron rod.
Yes, iron rod.
Yes.
Fine. And hit his mother and killed her. And he was charged for murder. So, on evaluating the evidence, I sentenced him to death.
And you signed?
Yeah, signed.
The warrant?
The warrant when you sign.
Which warrant? Can I see the warrant you are talking about? Haven't been signed by me?
The warrant for his committal to Mile 2 prison on death row.
Warrant member etandila ko nyantala Mile 2 andu nyantala molle kono miaran ko nyanne falale.
Yes, I signed this.
Thank you. Bring the document. So you are the judge in this case.
And
the death warrant
when you
said you advised the president to execute him. And on top of that, the witnesses said you were there present confirming the execution. What makes you judge, jury, and executioner? That would be a gross travesty of justice. If that is true.
I'm glad you qualified it. The only place where convicted prisoners are kept is Mile 2. And that's the only place I can sign for him to be kept.
But
that's an interesting deviation from the issues. The issue is that you judge
when you keep interrupting me, I cannot finish what I want to say. And you cannot, in which case, you will not be able to make any sense out of what I'm saying.
No, but if you digress and take us the wrong way, it's my responsibility to bring you back. My point is, from these documents, you are the judge, jury, and the executioner. And that would be a gross travesty of justice. Nemo judex in causa sua.
I disagree.
Well,
You disagree?
Yes.
What do you disagree with?
You see, the issue is, if you were to read section 123 or 236
of,
I'm not sure, of the Constitution.
The chair will always have a copy. Yes, proceed, please.
I have anything done by a judge in good faith cannot be liable.
I am sorry, Mr. Jobateh, you're missing the point completely. The point being made here is your action as a judge is not being called into question. What is being called into question is you sat as Minister of Justice according to the documents and advised the President
I did not.
on a decision that you have already taken. And in addition to that, you were present when the executions were actually carried out. That would make you a judge in a matter that you are interested in, because you passed the initial judgment.
That is incorrect. Because I never ever advised the President on the execution of these prisoners.
Mr. Jobateh, do you think it was your responsibility to first check whether in fact these executions could have lawfully been made in view of the status of those cases?
If I were to advise,
but as Minister of Justice, of course it was your responsibility to advise on the lawfulness of these executions.
I made it very, very clear that at the time of the pronouncement, I was 300 plus kilometers away.
You quickly came back. You quickly came back.
No, I did not quickly come back.
So you weren't here when the executions take place?
No, I did not say I wasn't here. I was in the Greater Banjul area. But I was not present at the time of the executions. That's what I said. Please don't misquote me.
No, I'm not misquoting.
Yes, you are.
I'm not misquoting you. You know how cross-examination is made. You ask.
This is not cross-examination.
Well, I can cross-examine you on some issues.
No.
Well,
you are supposed to be leading me.
Yes, and in leading you, Mr. Jobateh, I can also cross-examine you.
Leading me does not mean cross-examination.
I will not go into that argument. It's a red herring. It just takes us away from the main issues. Some of these cases, in fact, the appeals were still pending.
I would have understood if the names were sent to me after the report. Then I would have checked the individual files or called for the individual files. But I was excluded from the whole exercise.
But what baffles us is that you were excluded from the whole exercise, yet you were so involved as to be able to advise the President that it would be unlawful for the Minister of Interior to sign the warrants.
Yes. You must remember at the initial stage, when he gave me the instructions from the Minister of Interior to sign the warrant. I told him clearly, it is not the duty of the Minister of Interior.
Did he give you the warrants to take to him to sign? No. So how did it happen?
I don't know.
But you were there.
When
you discussed with the President, who should sign the warrants, didn't you?
He told me, he only gave me instructions, and I made it very, very clear initially. I said he gave me instructions to prepare the warrant.
Okay. You want to tell us that you told Jame that you refused to prepare these warrants?
I told him that warrants must be signed by himself.
So how does an order to you to prepare the warrants translate into you being sidelined and it became an order to the Chief Justice?
That is my perception. The warrant should have been prepared by my office.
You were given the order to do so. You would not face Jame and tell him, I will not do this.
I never said that I told what I told them.
Exactly. So, and the warrants get produced and they claim to have been from your office.
Mr. Fal, I think you are not praying to the gallery.
Mr. Jobateh, please.
Please,
accord me some courtesy like I know.
I will not accord you courtesy when you are trying to impute certain things to me.
But that has nothing to do with me playing to the gallery. What gallery?
Of course, yes.
Mr. Jobateh, I don't do those things.
Well, you do worse things than that.
All right, thank you very much. It's all right.
You are most welcome.
Okay, thank you. I can accept some insults from my senior. I would show decorum and show how lawyers must behave. So let's proceed and answer the question.
What was the question? Can you repeat it?
You were given an order, an expressed order, by this leader of yours who we are so terrified of, you were so afraid of, to the extent that when he calls you, you almost hold your heart in your hands to quote you.
Yes.
And you did not do it? That is unbelievable.
Well, believe it or not, when he told me to go and prepare the warrant in his man, I made it categorically clear to him. No minister has the powers under any laws of the Gambia to sign such warrants.
And you complied with your orders, drew the warrants, drafted them, and sent them to him for his.
I told you I was removed from that responsibility.
What you have not explained is how and when.
You see, I have told you, that warrant, or those warrants, for the first time today.
Mr. Jobateh, did you run away from the country at the time?
And leave my family here?
Yes. The president ordered you to do something as big as this. He has vowed to the nation that he would do it. If he doesn't, he would drink alcohol and eat pork. And he asked you to go and prepare the documents. And you did not, and you sat there, and nothing happened to you. Nobody called you, nobody asked you for something. That is mighty unbelievable.
When I gave him my advice as to who should sign the warrant, that was the end of my discussions with him on this issue.
And you remained in the country.
Yes.
And you remained in your position as Minister of Justice. And then the next day after the executions, your office issued press releases justifying it.
Well, according to what I have seen on the paper. I'm not denying it. I'm not denying that those statements.
By every indication, your hand was in it.
Can I finish?
Please.
I am not happy with things that you are imputing to me.
Well, you have imputed most to me, but it's okay. I can handle it.
Well, maybe for you it's okay, but for me it's not okay.
In this case, it's the evidence, Mr. Jobateh.
When you speak, give me also the chance not to speak out of courtesy.
Do you think you are entitled to courtesy?
Yes.
After you have just insulted me.
I did not insult you.
Well, I have showed you courtesy. I have showed you greatest courtesy. I have listened to you. I have asked you questions politely in spite of the insults. It is not me who is saying anything. It is the evidence that is saying it. It is this document which was produced and signed by His Excellency the President and put a national seal on it, which said that you advised him.
You see,
none of you said anything at the time.
This is what I told you earlier, that what I would have expected that you should have done was to get the file and see the report that is being mentioned here.
Mr. Jobateh, we've been more than diligent. These are the files, these are the warrants that came from your office. All documents are missing. We managed to dig these out, and what we dug out, dug you in.
So the fact that that report is not seen is a clear indication that there was no such report.
Mr. Jobateh, the entire files are missing. And look, people knew that this was an illegality. People knew from day one that these killings were unconstitutional. It's normal. A person who is interested in it could have the files disappear.
Okay, can you now allow the interpreter Sima to just help a little bit?
Thank you.
And at this point, I just want to raise one procedural issue. Section 16, paragraph 6 of the Act establishing the TRRC does tell the chair or give the chair the duty to preside over these meetings. However, it does also give the deputy chair the duty to do so in my absence. This is not quoted from law. It is a truth-seeking mechanism. So the question of recusal does not quite rise in the same manner. However, we have used it in a few areas here and there. The witness appearing today is very close to me. I don't want to continue presiding over the meeting at this moment. This exchange, I thought it wouldn't get to that point where I have to make a ruling, and I don't want to get involved in that one. So I spoke with the deputy. She would continue the meeting. I'll be here. I won't be recusing myself. I need to know what is going on. Deputy, if you don't mind, as we spoke, if you can continue to preside over the meeting.
Chairman kamu fosu tiandro do wala re commissaire ko be ke ka nyam alaftala e crossiro ke kaje ka long fond mine be ke rinja san pour pra o keno abe sang ala makamo ni na be dam to jan sang aba soundela la di debete la pour we continuer sa jate a se trasiri no ka crossiro ke ko be ta ka nyame ka to sedo ni suti atala.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and over to you, Madam Deputy Chair. Mr. Witness, to wrap up on this particular issue. You claim you have no knowledge of these executions. You do not know who carried them out? Correct? That is correct. You do not know where they were carried out? You do not know the manner in which they are carried out? As Minister of Justice, you did not do your work on this particular matter. You did not ensure that the law was implemented properly? On the January regime, I could not have. Well, you put up with the situation and never resigned? You never registered disagreement with what was going on? The 4 witnesses indicate that you were present during the execution? I mean 3 witnesses. You have newspaper articles, 2 newspapers saying that you were present? Amnesty International attribute a press release to your office? A local newspaper also attribute the same press statement to your office? Yet still you deny any knowledge of it. That is correct. It seems as if this is just blanket denial. You offer no explanation as to where you are? And you offer no explanation as to how the instructions given to you ended up with the Chief Justice. So I will move on to the next topic, which is the tortures of 1996. of Balo Kante and the Farafenni attackers?
Wala Balo Kante aning da adonyo minkata Farafenni soldier kampoto.
The soldier, the rebels allege that you tortured them at the NIA.
Rebeloli ale tumiro di ko ye tajire yale NIA la sansan kono.
Balo Kante took it a notch further.
Balo Kante tendenda hanika bi kafo.
He claimed you even cut his nipple.
Ay foko ya sunjunungo fang ya kuntu amara sunjunungo ya kuntu.
You for the body and others electrocuted.
Itening for the body and do katango alia mas kurawala.
What do you say to that?
Yemuna sata bimem fola woto.
In the first place, I am saying that Balo Kante is lying.
Balo Kante be faniala.
The reason being,
dalilo mi yotina.
First he said, I received him at the gate. It's only the securities of the NIA who are responsible for the opening and closing of the gates. May I finish?
I want to interject there. So we clear that point, then we move on.
See, when ideas start flowing in my mind, I could lose track.
Well, that is not my objective. I'm not trying to distract you. So proceed.
I do not open or close any gate at the NIA. Anybody at the NIA. Ask. When were they brought to the NIA?
You asking me questions? Mr. Jobateh, you know the drill. I ask the questions, I don't answer the questions.
But sometimes you can help a witness. That's the purpose of leading a witness.
But what do you say? Is
to guide the witness to answer questions. To elicit evidence or the information from the witness.
In 1995 and 1996,
and in 1996,
I was with the police. All right. Now, part of 1995 and in 1996 I was at some point out of the country. And I can show you the stamps in my passport.
Is that your alibi?
I didn't know that I had done to him.
Alibi is the defense that I could not have been there because I was elsewhere.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, I could not have done that to him.
But Mr. Jobateh, you cannot prove that you are not in the country when this event occurred. This event occurred in November of 1996.
Let me confirm from my passport, please.
And during this time, you were at the NIA and not at the police.
That is not true.
Well, let the evidence speak for itself. Just a moment, let me just produce.
On the 5th of November,
by the way, I just missed a document that I need to exhibit. Jollof News also produced an article. Says a former Gambian Attorney General and Minister of Justice Lamin Jobateh has justified the enforcement of the controversial death penalty by the then APRC government of Yaya Jammeh. I would add this to the body of evidence. In fact, this article goes forward to attribute statements to him personally, not the Ministry of Justice. He said, Jobateh, the article says, Jobateh, who was reportedly present when the prisoners were dragged out of their cells to be killed, and was also at the military firing range in Birkama, where the dead bodies were counted before being taken for disposal. And said it was legal and in line with the laws of the Gambia. And quote, Yaya Jammeh is not carrying out the death sentences because he wants to do it, but he is under an obligation to do it according to the laws of the land. Jobateh told the delegation.
Yaya Jammeh mantranying kunge gano kapwa fanambe lual ni sartol del kodo nufasa ke. But
in fact also, there was an appearance on TV on GRTS which says, it is claimed, you made those justifications. And he went on to say, he said the executed inmates had committed heinous crimes and were tried and found guilty by the courts. Citing the case of the Senegalese woman Tabara Samba as an example, Jobateh said, the executed woman poured hot oil in the ear of her husband, whose body was burnt and scorched by the substance. And then he asked, what country will allow people to commit such crimes with impunity? He asked. Quote again. Quoting Mr. Jobateh. Anyone with a capacity, maybe this should be a capricious, but it says a capacious mind would allow that what the government has done is what should be done. You cannot just allow people to kill people and they get away with it. If it were your relative who was the victim of such a grotesque crime, what would you do if the perpetrator is allowed to go free? He further asked, this statement is attributed to you by Jollof News. In fact, the Independent also. And in fact, this is London. This is Independent in Ireland. It says, the last paragraph, Lamin Jobateh, the Gambian Justice Minister, has insisted that all executions will be carried out regardless of international pressure. Lamin Jobateh, Minister lual ni tinimola abe ko faronyi abe kelale handing nyawanya yaran ko dunia la kaful be ba ko nyinga no masara ka nyawanya kabalanga la ibarabe kelale. The more we dig, the more we see the footprints and the hands of the Minister of Justice in all this. We would exhibit all these documents, Madam Chairperson. Do you have anything to say about that?
Indeed.
the one by, I believe it was Jollof News.
Jollof News kibar kaito la.
These were meetings held in the office of the Vice President.
Vice President officer.
Different divisions
Bufana Jamal
or regions
Tundi Jamal
will come
and they will give an appointment or dates
as to when they will meet the ministers
the minister in
the office of the Vice President.
Office President office.
I'm not sure of my exact words. Some of which I do not attribute to, but I know I made certain statements during those meetings regarding the justification.
So you justified it?
You see, what I do know, Mr. Fall, I am on the oath, I cannot lie.
Mr. Jobateh, just answer the question. We all saw you when you took the oath. Just answer the question. Did you give justification?
As far as I am concerned, yes.
And were you truthful and honest to the Gambian people? You sat here and condemned these executions. You sat here and said they violated every law in the book. And on that occasion you justified them. These two positions are in direct contradiction with one another.
I
will move on. It looks like there's no response. Thank you very much. Mr. Jobateh, take a look at this document.
Mr. Jobateh,
Could you tell us?
My counsel.
Kindly tell the commission the title of that document.
Yeah, first of all, commission
Mr. Lamin AMS Jobateh redesignation.
What is the date of the document?
19th of August 1996.
From where does it emanate?
Permanent Secretary, Personal Management Office.
Permanent Secretary, Personal Management Office.
Addressed to who?
Yeah, Keto Nyinki Jumalea. Yanatala Jumale.
Well, I would imagine it was addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Personal Management Office. Sorry about that.
From who does it emanate?
He did not state. He only say PR/C/D.
Have you ever seen this document?
No.
Mr. Jobateh, that too would be most shocking. Today is the day of no.
Mr. Jobateh,
but if I did see the letter, I saw was the one that was written to me regarding the redesignation.
Okay, could you read that letter?
The above Mr. Lamin AMS Jobateh was recently transferred from the police agency via your memo EST/P7/813/105 dated 27th June 1996. In the same vein, he was appointed a Deputy Security Commander grade 10 by our letter PR/C/D/0924/2 of 27 June 1996.
Okay, go to the next document.
It says appointment.
Ago kami ya tombo tombandiro.
And addressed to me.
And you kintelakam.
I'm directed to inform you that you have been redesignated as Deputy Security Commander on transfer to the National Intelligence Agency, Office of the President, with effect from 4th July 1996, vide ESC stroke P7813 stroke in brackets 104.
Have you ever seen this one?
Yes, I did.
So this is your designation and transfer to the NIA. Effective from which date?
1st July 1996.
July karo tilifolo 1996.
So by August, by November of 1996, you were firmly in the NIA.
August November
Provided I am still in the country.
You have denied being in the NIA at that time. This conclusively puts you firmly in the NIA.
Thank you. I was never privy to this letter. At the time I was
but you said you saw it. How could you have moved to the NIA without seeing this letter?
I'm not saying that I did not see the letter addressed to me. That I did see.
But that is what I am referring to.
But the one written to the PMO.
But the important one is the one addressed to you that you saw.
Yes.
And it firmly says that you were at the NIA from the 1st of July, 1996. So that puts that point to rest, that you were at the NIA by November of 1996.
November 1996.
That may be true. But I'm showing a stamp. I want to show you a stamp here which shows that I was not in the country.
But it left a stamp and the member
Show us. I take it that that is the right passport, correct? That was the passport you were using at that time. Would you answer the question?
That is the passport I was using at the time.
Thank you very much.
The stamp says, on the 8th of October, 1996.
Stamp August karo tilise 1996. October karo tilise 1996.
Yes. Does that mean that you were not in Gambia in November 1996?
Yes. It says depart.
Okay. Could you send me the passport?
Passport Kenya number.
It's down at the left-hand corner.
Okay, you see, Mr. Jobateh.
Yeah, Mr. Jobateh.
What you said is misleading.
How?
Grossly misleading.
How?
Okay, and I'll show it. You have a number of stamps on the passport, you would agree?
Yes, on
that page, on the relevant page. And they appear in different colors. You agree? Okay. The color, the stamp that shows depart is from Senu Bamako in 8 October 1996. That is when you depart Bamako. It does not say that you departed Gambia. So you would agree with that?
So this one number.
Take a look at it and then send it back. First of all, show the chair. This. This is standalone, and this is with the same. Let the chair see it. And
Deputy Kia follow.
The Deputy Chair. Thank you. Sorry, Dr. Cisse. Thank you. Could you bring it back, please?
You can proceed.
Thank you. Perhaps maybe at a later stage we would make colored print. Just a moment. And on the next page, 9 October 1996, seen at Yundum.
1996. Yeje Yundum. Yeje Yundum. Wala me jita na Yundum.
Am I correct, Mr. Jobateh?
Mr. Jobateh, wala mbang. Intilin talabang.
There are 3 different stamps here.
Does it have seen at Yundum on 9 October 1996?
October 1996.
So it shows that you flew from Bamako to Yundum.
That is correct.
Thank you very much. So show us when you travel out of the country again. Maybe a microscope would help.
I wear glasses, but I'm not that blind to use my microscope.
Mr. Jobateh, could you kindly pass the warrant that you may have in your possession?
I don't have any warrant.
You don't have? Okay.
Let me show you. What I have is my passport, or at least one, and those 2.
It's all right. Yeah. Thank you. Do you need help, Mr. Jobateh?
Pardon me?
Do you need help?
No, I don't. Thank you anyway.
But can we move, please?
Well, he wants to show us that he has traveled out of the country.
No, I am wrong.
Thank you very much. Indeed, very wrong, Mr. Jobateh. As the witnesses put you there, when these terrible events happened, not just the victims put you there, your own colleagues put you there. Balo Kante said you tortured him, and he identified you personally. Out of the many people who were present at the time, he chose you out as the person who put him between your legs and brutally tortured him.
It's
not true.
Well, your colleagues, in fact, Balo's colleagues, also say you were there and you tortured them.
As far as I can recall, I only had the testimony of Balo Kante and Omar Diouf Dampa. And no other person.
That is 2 people who have incriminated you.
Who are those?
The two people you had, Balo Kante and Omar Juf Damfa. They incriminate you in the torture. But you just happen to have been there. You working at the right unit that was doing the tortures.
Let me say this. At no time have I been a member of any panel investigating any offense. If you were to bring the register of the panelists, as a member. That's number one.
On that point, Mr. Jobateh, let's just clear that issue. Nobody named you as a member of the panel. You are branded as experts, yourself and Fodebari, who were tasked with the responsibility of interrogating these people. And it was by beating and punches and kicking.
I am saying, as far as I am concerned, that is not true. I beg your pardon?
I was asking you to wait for the translation.
Okay. Do you?
I'm sorry, thank you.
Okay. Do you agree that at the time you were working at the NIA?
Yes.
Do you agree that? Let me ask my questions. Do you agree that at the time you are working for the investigation section of the NIA? Well, you know why? You would be the lone NIA officer who appeared here who denied the fact that you were working with, quote unquote, with the investigation section.
Please,
I am not saying.
Please wait for the interpretation.
Once again, I apologize.
Interpretation, please.
Come again with the correction. Answer the correction.
Would you agree that at the time you were working with the investigations department?
Witness your answer, please.
Proceed.
No.
I said your answer, please.
Okay. Now, at some point, I did some work with them.
Are you disowning them now?
I never said I own them.
Well, the witnesses said you own them. You are number two.
If you were to allow me, I will explain. For example, as Sambu said, that issue of cutting the nipples of Barokante.
Mr. Witness, let's get to the question. The question is whether you are working with the investigation department.
You see, what you need to understand, you able to get to the point that you want to know.
But this is a simple question, Mr. Witness. You have asked to explain it. We've allowed you to explain it. Don't take us to something else. Let's just answer things and do things methodically, like lawyers do.
I cannot recall exactly when I started working with them. And I would not agree with the fact that for the entire period, that when I was at the NIA, I worked with them.
Salmina Drame testified here. He said you were number two at the investigations section at the time.
Salimina Drame yala said Andrew Dijane ako andu itela munu nyarongo fulan jangoti nyatongo itela ba noka wato menna kiskisiro nyimbe kerinje.
Is he lying?
Yes, he's lying.
Well, your boss at that time, Fodebari, said he was the officer in charge of investigations and you are next to him. Even though at times you worked with the DG, you are working with him in investigations and you are number two. Is he lying?
the fact that he has not stated when I actually started working under him in earnest.
Aduga kada masilandi ko watu mi yankonte watu mi fongi mi yalonko na doku dati wala.
That's something else in issue.
Mr. Jobateh, let us not go around, skirt around the issues. He was asked questions specifically about the investigations of Barlow Kante. He was not asked about any other time, any time imagined or hypothetical. No, it was the time of this particular case. You are number 2 in the investigation department.
Ya nyininka mena wala nyim kisikisi wala nyim kunyati anu ako itala number 2 ti wala mitala nyatonko nola nkoti o kisikisi bundato je wato.
I know for a fact
ako itamana ko
that for the period that I had worked under him, at no time was I involved in any torture. No, did I see anybody?
But can you tell us when you worked with him?
See, Mr. Fatou, you interrupted me when in the middle of my explanation.
Well, Mr. Jobateh, if you go off a tangent, we will bring you back. Let's just answer the questions asked and not go to imagined questions or comfortable zones.
In the first place, I do not know when Barlow Kante claimed that I had tortured him.
We told you it was November of 1996. Were you working with investigations or were you not?
I believe I was working with investigations at the time.
Perfect. And that was also another historic event. You could not have forgotten. It was the first armed attack in this country from outside. The very first.
Follow. You see, this very issue, I know for sure that I'll never ever cut the nipple of Barlow Kante.
Okay. Let's do it this way.
Number 2,
let's do it this way. Mr. Jobateh, were you there when he was apprehended?
No.
Did you see Barlow Kante?
At some point I saw him.
At some point when?
I cannot recall when exactly.
Was it the day he was apprehended?
I don't even remember the date on which he was apprehended. Because they were apprehended from Farafenya.
Were you at the NIA premises the day he was brought in?
Frankly, I do not remember.
I don't remember is a very comfortable zone. But Barlow Kante remembers. He remembered that you received him at the gate. And it is not those who open the gates who receive people. Those people just open and close. Barlow Kante recalls that a senior officer, a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia at the time, received him at the gate.
Barlow Kante in his testimony
Thank God he didn't. Thank God he didn't.
You see, Mr. Fatou, do you want me to continue answering your questions?
Of course you would.
Well, don't keep interrupting me then.
No, Mr. Jobateh, if you want to stray away, we will bring you back. Just answer the questions asked.
Well, I never received Barlow Kante at the gate.
Do you know who received him at the gate?
I do not know.
Did you see him when he arrived?
At some point, yes, I did see him.
How many minutes after he arrived?
I frankly do not remember. How many minutes?
When was the first time you came into contact with him?
That is a difficult question to answer. I don't know.
You only ask difficult questions here. He said, you took him into a room and you started beating him. Hundreds of people worked at the NIA. He did not identify anybody. He said, Lamin Jobateh. Put me in between his legs and he beat him.
Do you know that I was with Barokante at Mile 2 prisons?
Yes.
And he was the keeper of some of my items.
That may be the case.
And in addition to that, I was with the wife of the friend of my wife. When we went to Babylon to settle an issue regarding a plot of land that my wife bought from there. When I had read an article in Fatou Kamara's newspaper, he wanted to say something with me and I refused. I told him because you are a liar.
Well, that is your version, Mr. Jobateh.
So is his version.
Just a moment. No, let me finish. But Mr. Jobateh, I cannot sit here and allow you to just talk and talk. You have answered the questions. You have to allow me to ask the questions. Otherwise, I just keep quiet. You lead yourself and say whatever you want. Balokante also on the oath told the commission that at Mile 2 you apologized to him for what you have done to him. And he has forgiven you. Okay, then now let's move to the relevant issues. What happened at the NIA premises?
Go ahead.
Continue. Your colleagues, the people you worked with, put you in the same room as Balokante. When he alleges you tortured him, do you deny you were in the room with him?
Not to the point of torturing him. I may have been, because you see, the place is such that I cannot avoid to be in the room. That's where I used to work at. I put him in the room and torture him. That is a lie.
But in that room you came into contact with him. And he was not there alone. It was with you and your other colleagues.
That I do not remember.
Well, of course you did not work alone. You must have worked in a team. And the team was very well known to you, who are members of this team. Correct?
That is correct.
And you know it was for the Bari? Correct? And you know it was Baba Saha? Well, Baba Saha was not there at the time. Just a moment, let me just get the names of the people who were there at the time. Salmina Drame was there?
I have never worked with Salmina Drame.
I didn't say you worked with him. I said Salmina Drame was there.
That is not true either.
Well, none of your colleagues denied that he was there. Harisambu testified here. He put you there. He put Fode Barira. He put Salimina Drame there. And others. Is he also lying?
Regarding the mode of the torture, he was lying.
So what was the mode of the torture?
I said his explanation on the mode of the torture, he is lying. I have never ever...
So tell us the mode of the torture.
What I'm saying here is, I have never ever lifted a finger at Barrow Kante.
Mr. Jobateh, you are here facing the nation. You are a former Minister of Justice. You are a judge of the superior courts of this country. You are a legal practitioner. You are under oath.
Yes.
Was Barrow Kante tortured in that office?
Not that I know of.
No, Kalamata. Of course you will debunk, because you know pretty well that Barrow Kante was tortured in that office. That's why you are hiding behind I do not know. How could it have happened in that office and you wouldn't know?
If I had seen it, I would have said so. Well, but what Salmina said, he never said he physically saw me torture. No, did Harry Sambu say he physically saw me torture
They said all of, excuse me, Mr. Jobateh, they said all of you were having a go.
I am saying.
All of you were beating him.
I am saying. Harry Sambu was lying. He said he had it here. It is a testimony. But he never said he saw anybody torture Balokante.
Harry behaved just like all NIA officers. First, they started with, I did not know, I did not see it, I peeped, okay, I saw, I did not participate, but it happened. That's the template. And you are following the same template. You started with, I did not know, I did not see Balokante, I came across him later. Okay, ultimately, you met him just minutes after he was arrested, and ultimately, you happened to be in the same room with him where he was tortured. From I did not know it, I did not see it, to we were all in the same room.
Mr. Fall,
can we have the interpretation, please?
It's too long.
Don't worry.
Okay, it's okay, don't worry. Okay then,
Mr. Jobateh, your evidence has morphed from I was out of town, I wasn't here. Do you deny telling the commission that?
Exactly. Can I finish, please?
But
I eventually rectified myself.
No,
I was wrong.
No, Mr. Jobateh, you are caught. You are caught on that point with a document which puts you firmly in the country, and you tried another one. And you tried another one and showed us a stamp in your passport claiming it showed that you were out of the country, and I pointed it out to you that this stamp showed that you left Bamako and not Gambia, and showed you the stamp that brought you back to Gambia, which meets you in Gambia when this event happened. That is when you considered the point, Mr. Jobateh. Isn't that what happened?
Yes, Anybody
could make mistakes.
Oh, that was a mistake. You see, Mr. Jobateh, I can accept.
You see, Mr. Fall, this is your problem. You don't listen to me.
Mr. Jobateh, this is your problem. You don't listen to me.
Okay, then I will not answer your questions.
Well,
I maintain my right.
You don't have a right to not answer questions. The right you have is not to incriminate yourself.
Mr. Jobateh, with all due respect, I think you will have to answer the questions. That's what we're here for.
Mr. Jobateh, bunya be danda dami. Nyinyi karo me ke nyinyi kare nyanta ka jabile.
Madam Deputy Chairperson, I have every reason to answer his questions. He also needs to explain to me, he also needs to listen to me to explain my side of the story. But each time I want to say something, he interrupts.
When there's a need to explain, he'll be given the chance to explain. But please answer the question.
Mr. Jobateh, the point I was making is you could not have made a mistake about not seeing Balo Kante and not knowing anything about it. That could not have been a mistake.
I never said so. I was saying, as far as the stamping on the passport are concerned. When I looked at it more carefully, I clearly stated that I made a mistake. Not that I have not seen Balo Kante at the NIA.
Mr. Jobateh, when the allegation was made to you, you clearly stated that you are not in the country. If you did not say so, there would have been no need to look into your passport.
When I made that statement, I said, let me confirm from my passport.
So you made the statement?
See, this is what I keep saying, Madam Chairperson.
Mr. Jobateh, I just responded to the statement that you made. You said, when I made that statement, then I thought I could see it in my passport.
No.
You made the statement.
I never said it that way. I said, let me confirm from my passport.
That is the same as let me look it up from my passport.
No, it's not the same.
So when you look up something, what's the purpose? Isn't it to confirm?
Mr. Fall, I wish you would always give me the opportunity or listen to me to explain. I'm human. And it is not always I am right. No, I could make mistakes. You see again? Where I make mistakes, and after I confirm, and I did confirm, and I said I was wrong. I think that is human.
Can I say something now?
Yes, you can.
When you said it, Mr. Jobateh, you knew in your head that you had seen Balo Kante minutes after he was arrested. You knew you were in the same room with him where he was interrogated. You only said that because you intended to mislead. That is why you said you are not in the country. Let me confirm. But you knew in your head that you saw him minutes after he was arrested, he was brought in, and you were in the same room with him.
That is incorrect, because you wouldn't know what is in my head. As far as I am concerned, I'm not denying the fact that I did not see Balo Kante at the NIA.
Then why did you say you were out of the country? I'm just prompting you. Why did you say you were out of the country?
No, don't prompt me, because I'm coming to the point.
Arrived at.
But at what point in time did I see Balo Kante is what I said I could not recall.
Well, let me correct you. You just agreed that it was minutes after.
I never said minutes after.
The commission has the record. The commissioners would look at it.
One thing I do know, like I said earlier, I cannot deny seeing Balo Kante. But I deny receiving him. Because that is not my role.
But what would your role have been to question him?
Part of my work involves writing of reports.
Answer the question.
I'm coming to your question. You're going to force me what to answer.
But you are asked, is this water, and then you're telling me if you go into the forest, you would find a well? No, tell me whether this is water, yes or no. Would your role be to ask him questions?
Your question was, what is my role or what was my role? That was your question.
That was not my question.
What is your question?
So it helps to listen. The question is, was your role to ask him questions, to interrogate him, to interview him?
Yes.
Did you do that?
I think so.
You don't know. You don't know.
This is not funny.
But it is funny, Mr. Jobateh.
It is not.
But it is funny. You are asked whether a high-profile rebel who has attacked the country, killed 8 soldiers, brought to your office, you are to interrogate him, and you are asked now whether you ask him questions you can't remember. Isn't that shocking?
I did not say that I cannot remember.
What did you say?
I said, yes indeed, but...
No, you never said that, Mr. Jobateh.
In any event.
In what event?
If you want me to continue answering your questions, clearly allow me to finish my statements.
Mr. Jobateh, I am not preventing you from answering questions.
Yes, you are.
In fact, all I want is for you to answer questions and we stop skirting around the edges and running away from the main issue. Did you ask him questions?
Yes, I did.
Finally, you are sure that you asked him questions?
As far as I can recall.
Were you the only person there when you asked him questions?
That I cannot remember.
You see? But how can you recall asking him questions? And you cannot even recall that you were there with some other people. The brain does not function that way. This is a clear case of selective amnesia. You just want to remember a particular thing and you want to forget about everything else.
That is not true.
Who were you there with?
I believe we were all there plus the juniors that were working at the unit. If I can probably...
In a split second, you have moved from I don't remember. And precisely, pop, all of the information is now in your head. You're not only able to remember that you were there with others, but you are there with the genius with whom you worked. That is very nice, Mr. Jobateh.
No, you are wrong. Your statement is wrong. I am saying, you see, the unit is not a one-man place. You have, I think, 2 or 3 senior officers. So you can laugh.
But I am conferring with my colleague. Please, answer the question.
My answer is, there are about 2 senior officers with some other junior officers. Certainly, if there is a questioning going on, I must have also asked questions.
And just let's dissect that. I must have also asked questions.
Yes.
In English language, you are suggesting a probability, a possibility. You are not saying emphatically that I asked questions. So it seems to suggest that you don't even know. You are not even sure that you asked questions. I must have.
As far as I am concerned, I must have asked questions.
As far as Balokante is concerned, you did ask questions.
As far as I am concerned, I must have asked questions.
So you're not even sure?
Certainly.
That too is mighty disappointing.
It's unfortunate.
It is indeed unfortunate.
Yes. Because you want to force words into my mouth, which I will not accept.
I want to bring out the truth. And that's the only thing I am interested in. The truth and nothing but the truth. And it doesn't seem that you are answering the questions with certainty in your head as to what you did and what you did not do. Mr. Jobateh.
Matters that happened some 10, 15 or so years ago. At the split of an eye, I will be able to remember them.
You also hiding behind I can't remember. It's a long time ago. Well, the victims will always remember.
I don't like that statement that I'm hiding behind.
Mr. Jobateh, this is what we lawyers do. This is language that we all use. You have used it many times. I have used it many times. In fact, when we teach advocacy, this is how we help train them to ask questions. It comes out naturally. So accept it, let's move on. This is the way we do things. We are lawyers, Mr. Jobateh.
I will not accept that.
All right. You suddenly cannot remember details.
Yes, indeed.
But your colleagues put you in there. And they said they were all beating. You were all beating. They remembered. And I would rather believe the person who remembers than believe the person who does not remember.
I cannot remember all of us jointly beating one individual.
So which beatings do you remember?
What I do remember was the torture that he suffered in the hands of the soldiers, prior to having him brought to the NIA.
Tajireya me yalon ko libaro me yalon ko ay wala soto sojaro lu janni banat la NIA ngaw hakilo yoro moto.
Mark you.
And what do you remember about that?
And we hakilo yemuna muta woto okoro.
I remember that he was in serious pains.
Yes.
That I do remember.
Inflicted on him?
Yes.
By who?
When it was done, I was not there by the army. To be able to tell who exactly did it.
How do you know it was by the army?
They brought him in that condition.
But you know, Balokante never said he was beaten on the way coming. Balokante said he was beaten the moment he was entrusted to you at the entrance of the NIA, at the gate where you received him. They started beating him there.
I'm
saying that Balokante was never ever entrusted to me.
Did you see him when he was entering the NIA?
Quite frankly, I did not see him when he was entering.
Did you see him when he was being walked towards Invest?
No, I did not see him.
Did you come into Invest when he got in there?
Not at the very moment of his arrival.
You went there soon after his arrival?
Yes.
I And you saw him?
Yeah,
Certainly I saw him.
How was he dressed?
How was he?
Dressed.
Wow. I don't know.
He was naked.
No, he wasn't.
He said he was naked.
Well, he might have said so, but as far as I know, he was wearing his clothes.
What kind of clothes?
I cannot remember. Something that happened about almost 17 years ago. How can I remember that?
Was he wearing long pants, shirt?
I believe so.
Well, the NIA modus operandi was to strip the person naked.
During
interrogation. Wasn't that the modus operandi of the NIA?
I have never ever seen anybody stripped naked.
Well, the irony here, Mr. Jobateh, is that all the victims who've been to the NIA at that time have all consistently described this same modus operandi where they are stripped naked, sat on the floor and interrogated.
That may be so. I have never ever witnessed any such act.
Did you witness slaps?
I cannot remember.
See? Did you witness kicks? Did you witness kicks?
No, I don't remember.
Did you witness any beatings?
I do not remember.
Hiding behind, I do not remember.
You see, I'm not hiding behind anything. I'm speaking the truth. Whole truth and nothing but the truth.
But Mr. Jobateh, what you do not rule out is that these tortures happened in your presence. All you just say is that you don't remember.
I don't remember seeing any torture.
Your colleagues testified that there were tortures and you were there. The victims also testified that there was torture and you were there.
I am saying they are lying.
Mr. Jobateh, you and Fode Bari were in charge of interrogating this person.
That may be so, but does not mean. And we have tortured them.
Mr. Jobateh, the beating was during the questioning. That's what everybody says.
I deny that.
So now you remembered, but initially you didn't remember. You see how you're changing?
From the word go, I kept saying that I do not remember Baro Kante being beaten by me. And subsequently, I said that I do not remember seeing him being tortured by any one of us. That's what I said.
But that is the irony. Initially it was you do not remember. But how could you not remember whether something like that happened or did not happen? But now you are certain it did not happen. So you remember now?
Indeed. Memories can be recollected.
So in a split second, you did not remember. In a split second, you fully remember. And you say it did not happen.
Yes, it did not happen.
Why would the victims and your colleagues all incriminate you? In spite of all the people who are there.
Let me answer the question. Number one.
Follow.
Harisamu said he had it here.
No. Meditate, please. Mr. Jobateh, could you calm down? And
Mr. Jobateh,
I am telling you that Harisamu's evidence moved, like your evidence has moved, from I do not know, I do not remember, until yes, I saw this, until he says yes, it happened. That is...
That if Harry says he saw me torture anybody, he's lying. But do you know what Harisamu once did to us?
I don't want to make this a Tesante Bantaba. He told me
I am telling you that Harry was lying. Harry almost played us into the hands of the enemies in Ivory Coast.
That is not a matter for the commission.
It boils down to my evidence.
In all due respect, that has nothing to do with this.
Very well.
So the situation is this. What happened to Balekante and Yaya Drame is what happened to those who were subsequently arrested and brought in. Yaya Drame is the person who was brought in the second time.
I don't remember that individual.
Well, he subsequently died because of the torture.
That I'm not aware of.
And you see, Mr. Witness, you guys were in charge of the interrogation. He could not have been tortured in your office while he was under your possession and under your control without your consent. It
could also have been tortured in my absence. I would doubt very much.
So why are we considering that?
Considering what?
What you've just said.
So you said no, we tortured him.
No. What is the significance of what you just said? He may have been tortured in my absence, but I doubt that would happen. So you huffed and puffed. You probate.
That's not true.
Well, you stated a positive and then you negatived it. He might have been tortured in my absence, but I doubt it.
Because I cannot say for certainty that it did happen.
So why are we considering it?
You see, what you need to understand, as I speak here today, a lot of people are listening. It is understandable. And people can go over each other's story and explain the same. So for example, if Harisamu he saw us now talking about country. Why did he say that he had it here?
Mr. Jobateh, you have raised this issue 5 times and I have responded to it. I will respond to it anymore. Let us move on.
Continue.
Please. Omar Diouf Damfa. He arrived at the NIA days after Balokante and Yaya Yaya Drame.
Afudana ina tridantang jani baro kanteni ya drama bina.
He also described the same thing.
Afuna woku nyala kilimulefo.
And he incriminated you amongst those who tortured him.
If
the team replayed, Omar Juf Damfa never said that I was part of those that tortured. As far as I can recollect, he said I was the one pleading on his behalf.
Did he say that? I offer for it. If he did say that, I have missed that.
I offer it. What on the most?
I haven't missed it.
Let's play the video of Omar Juf Damfa.
Omar Juf Damfa video play.
That was when the NIA started their work. We are interested in that. We were handcuffed around our backs. Yes, she did. We were sitting on the floor. The air conditioner of the Malakan. The air conditioner is on. And whatever part of your body they are hit, charge a battery charge for maximum. The machine that they use to charge car batteries, that is what they use to electrocute people. We'll put one on your ear, one in your ear. But when the air conditioner even while the air conditioner is on, you'll be sweating. You don't even know what is happening. The beating is going on. The beating is going on. When they are tired, they will take you back. Okay, tell us who in the NIA was responsible for making out this torture on you? Number one. Salmina drama number two. Salmina drama number two. Now we'll see that because Salmina, cannot be able to start clean. He comes from the same place as I have come from. There's only a path between our compounds. And the day that I was arrested and I was sitting down, he said, these people, we should not waste bullets on them. We should just take them to the Brewer reserve and throw them for the lions. I raised my head and I looked at Salmina and I bowed down again. The God who is one, Salmina came and found me in mile 2. But I did not wish that for him. But just that in this world, people should be very careful. And who else was responsible for torturing you? Baba Dindin Jobateh was there. He was not being beaten. God knows he did not beat me. Was he present? Yes, he was there sitting down. Did he see you tortured whilst yes, he was sitting. Did he stop it? No. Did he say anything about Dindin Jobateh? Now and then, if they say they want to do something, I wish to hear allow the interpreter. Now and then, when they want to do something, I used to hear you to tell them to stop. But that was not in all occasions. Thank you very much. Mr. Jobateh.
Mr. Jobateh.
As a lawyer,
loyalty.
How would you analyze that evidence? You sat there. All of you are interrogating. He is being beaten. You only say, okay, stop now when you want to do something.
No, he didn't say so. That's not the way he put it. That if they decide to do something, I always tell them no.
Okay. So would you say that if that evidence is accepted, it is considered as true? It does not implicate you in torture? What does that evidence mean?
I was not involved in any torture.
That is very good legal analysis. Thank you very much. The commission would give it its own analysis and would arrive at its own conclusions. But the law of complicity is very clear. The law of conspiracy is very clear. I leave it at that. Let us.
And I wouldn't respond to that.
Yes, you can't respond.
No. I don't want to respond to that. Because for one thing, I have started that Omar Jobateh I never lifted a finger at.
But Mr. Jobateh,
we have and he clearly said so. When I said it, you denied it.
Omar Jobateh,
and you were not there when what they are claiming to have happened to them, you were not there.
But you were there.
I wasn't. Let me put it that way.
Well, this one is now bizarre. It's bordering on the comical.
Is his word against my word?
So you say you are not there?
He said I was there. In fact, he stammered, or he paused for a while before calling my name.
Yes. And that is indicative of what?
Well, he does not know. He is not certain as to whether or not I was there.
When you go home, watch this video. You would see 300 times you have stammered and gagged. You have given the commissioner something to interpret that. So, for you, it seems like everybody lied against you. Balo Kante, he lied against you?
Yes.
What's his name again? Omar Jobateh lied?
Omar Jobateh never said I did anything to him.
Omar Jobateh said you were there sitting while he was being tortured and you did nothing about it.
Yes, he is lying.
Thank you very much. But he said it. He said you were there. Good. Salmina Drame said these people were tortured. You denied knowledge of torture. He's lying. So this guy, Harisambu, he accepted that these people were tortured. He too is lying.
Yes,
you see, even Samsidin Sar, I saw an article attributed to him. He said he arrived in anger and he kicked Balo Kante. That too is a lie?
I don't know.
You see,
Mr. It does not mean that I am always at the investigation at all times. You see, my role, when I first came to the NIA, I served under the analysis unit.
But this time around, the time that concerned us, you have accepted that you are at investigations.
I was assigned to investigation does not mean that I am always there. Because a lot of the time,
at what jamal
it is the DG that would require my services.
Mr. Jobateh, you are a lawyer. At that time you were a lawyer. At that time you were a lawyer. You knew this person was tortured.
I disagree.
You did not know that. Well, you just told the commission you saw him in agony. You saw him in pain.
And he was being caught by the army.
So obviously, you saw that he was tortured.
Certainly.
You allowed an interrogation of him.
See, maybe in as much as
you are stammering.
You see, I'm not stammering. And I don't think that's funny, Mr. Fall. See, the only reason why you are behaving this way, you are trying to satisfy somebody.
Somebody who, Mr. Jobateh.
Later on, I will explain all that.
Mr. Jobateh, you said something. It was funny. And I laughed. Well, maybe I suffer the same with everybody else who laughs.
It is yours that I observed.
Mr. Jobateh, I am sorry that I laughed. I am sorry that I found it funny. I am sorry that you said those words.
Thank you.
Baraka.
Accepted.
Proceed, please.
Continue.
Omar Damfa never said that I tortured him. That's number one.
I did not say so, did I?
You made an analysis, testimonies of individuals. So I am also trying to come to their testimonies one after the other. This is why when you interrupt, I tend to lose track. However, Harry Sambo lied when he said he told me Tocho Balokante for burning a plastic bag. That is a lie.
And the cutting of the nipple too?
I'm coming. That the cutting of the nipple, he said he had it here. He never saw me do that.
That is true.
And besides, assuming without conceding that he saw me do that. As a director or deputy director at the time, what should we have done?
You have asked me a question. This time round I would answer it. And Harry Sambu said, all of you were in this torture. The organization wanted to torture a confession out of these people. And that is what all of you have done. You including.
I'm saying he is lying. I don't want to use the word pathological liar, but he is lying.
Well, the lies could be on the other foot. I have no further questions.
Thank you, lead counsel.
Lead counsel.
Thank you, witness. Interpreters, very, very sorry that you've had a long day, and the media and medical team, but we'll round off very soon. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Commissioner Jallo?
Commissioner Jallo left a Kenyininka.
Witness, what was the essence of producing your passport? To mislead the council or just to excuse yourself. Could you please explain?
Dalilo min fayat na yela passport oboni. Nyinku flor munem il left the bank pour que fam bonde la bank but for il left the pour que commissioner filindi bank. Nyim flor jumala kilim.
Madam Chair, I think the witness needs a few minutes. Could you allow him to step out and come back? Madam Chair, we have just received one piece of information, which I would love to play before the Commission once the material is able to download. It's being processed now. Hopefully by the time we finish, we may be able to play it before the Commission.
Madam Chair, fendole bembulu mi yalan ko ba katakane bruka download. Ni wakata dorong melefla ko fintin di commission o nyatino.
Okay, permission granted. Witness, can you answer Imam Jallo's question, please?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question was, you produced your passport before this commission. Was it with the intention to mislead the council? Excuse yourself.
In the
first place, I looked at these passports. In fact, I searched for them for a long time. And finally, I saw them last night and discovered certain stamps on them, which up to the time that I was taking them out of this envelope, I was with the belief that I was not in the country at the time. However, when I gave it to council and I looked at it carefully, I discovered that I was wrong. I have answered the question.
No, you have not. What was the intention?
Well, my intention was, if my mistaken belief were true, is to show that I was not in the country at the time that was being stipulated.
And if it is true that you are in the country?
Pardon me?
If it is true that you are then in the country?
Yes, it's true that I was in the country.
Yes. If it is true that you are in the country, where do you stand on the scale? What is the purpose?
Mr. Commissioner, I have stated my position very clearly. That I was under the mistaken belief that I was not in the country at the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner C.
Commissioner C la kane nyininka.
Lamin jërëjëf na nga def.
Jaama rek sant yàlla.
Lamin, thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Li may laajte mooy Yaya Jammeh bi mu waatee ne ñii su leen baxalee dina lekk mbaam mu naan sangara.
What I want to ask you, where Yaya Jammeh stated that if he forgive these people, he may eat pork or drink alcohol.
Diggante bi mu waatee ak bi mu leen ree ñaata fan la.
What was the interval at the time of killing them? Making that statement. I cannot remember that.
What did I say?
Between me and Allah.
Okay. Commissioner Samba.
Commissioner Samba,
thank you very much, Chair.
Baraka Barke, Chair.
Lamin.
Lamin.
I want to ask
you one thing, whether you will ask forgiveness from the Gambian people.
That is a difficult question to answer.
Because
if I have to ask for forgiveness, what in your opinion should I be asking for?
To my own thinking,
because
you should ask Gambians for forgiveness. The reason all of you who were in positions, the way and manner you're supposed to carry out your functions,
because of fear,
you didn't carry out your function as it's supposed to be due to the fear you have.
And the
reason why you were placed there is to help people, make sure the rule of law work accordingly, and to protect us. But by then, the atmosphere by then,
no one
was there who was able to carry out the job, their functions properly. This is the reason why I'm asking you whether you can ask your people for forgiveness.
That is a very, very tangible question. No.
Yes, very tangible question.
Or do you want me to respond in Mandinka?
Yes, you can do so.
Okay, grateful. Now, by
then, the atmosphere by then, no, there was no one in this country who was within himself, unless Yaya Jammeh alone.
Yaya
Jammeh will meet a soldier reciting a Quran. He will take a cane and start hitting the person. And so many things like that. Based on that, I can ask for forgiveness. And I'm also asking for forgiveness.
Yes.
This is the reason why I'm asking you to ask forgiveness. I said two things. I should ask forgiveness, and I'm doing just that, to ask forgiveness from the Gambian people.
Okay,
according to Mandingo proverb, they said if they put you and your friend, to select one, you will take your friend. But if they put you and your friend to select one person, you will select yourself.
Thank you very much.
Now, in response to that, I am glad you made two comparisons. Like what the lead counsel had asked me during the course of
my testimony.
He said I ought to have resigned
ako ntanyantano minkala wala nke fonyo dokuala
or leave the country.
wala ngabo banko kan.
But you see, the fact remains to be,
But yalo ko fon to nya minti hanisai.
Yaya Jammeh has long hands.
Ya Jammeh bulu jangola bala.
He has long years.
Na tulo fana sutiata.
And he's not
tulo fana ka Jammeh.
I beg your pardon?
Set sot nka no tulo jangayata.
Okay. Okay. I don't
there are so many people who will be going to Yaya Jammeh.
And let me just make one specific example. There are people who would always study his mood. If he is in a good mood, you can get anything from him. But if he is in a bad mood, if you tell him something, you know you are in trouble. Even it is for his own benefit. That's how he is. He works.
Okay, thank you very much.
Baraka.
But I'm sorry. The fact that certain things happen, I will not compare. Frankly speaking, I may be considered selfish. But I cannot compare my family to the rest of the Gambians. It may be selfish, but those are the only assets I have. Exactly.
Commissioner Kerr?
Thank you, Chair. Chair. And thank you, Mr. Jobateh, for your testimony.
Mr. Jobateh, my
first question will start with something you've just said. Which is that if Jammeh is in a good mood, you can get anything from him. And if he's in a bad mood, you may not get anything you want from him. So how do you read his mood? How do you know he's in a good mood or bad mood?
Let me first of all say this.
But follow name for.
The fact that you are a minister does not mean that you could see him as and when you wish. Sometimes, you know, you will call the chief of protocol and ask him to book an appointment for you. And the response you get is that I don't want to see him.
So in case you see him, how do you know he's in a good mood or bad mood?
People that are very fond of him are the ones that would know that. Because he can be happy or he can show you a good mood this minute. The next minute it will be like a chameleon.
The second question is, you've described the general environment in which you served as minister under Jammeh. Now my question is on your personal tenure. And how would you rate your tenure as Minister of Justice?
Very strenuous, very difficult, I don't know how to describe it, to be honest.
Would that mean you regret serving as minister?
Certainly. Because When he gave me my appointment letter in his office, I told him to give me an opportunity to discuss it with my family. And that Monday I will bring in my letter as to the issue of acceptance. Little did I know that it will be on the news at 6 p.m. And it did come up. That night I could not sleep. Because of the ordeals I went through when I was in the service. Fire one day, rain the next day.
So what would be your biggest regret? What would you say was your biggest regret, since you said you regretted serving as minister?
That was to leave my position as a judge. Private practice is my biggest mistake.
What about the regrets? What about the actions that you took, the initiatives? What would you say was your biggest regret during your time as minister?
I don't understand.
You served as justice minister for some time.
Justice minister for what?
Some things have happened. You may have liked them, you may not have liked them. So I want to know what would be your biggest regret, since you said you regretted serving as minister during that time.
Number one, I shouldn't have left the position of a judge. No, Marvel Kitty Taylor about it.
Well, judge. Kitty Taylor,
that's what I said. You know. And secondly, my private practice. If I were to tell you, my position as a judge, in as much as I was compelled to take the position, the salary and the allowances together was not more than 50,000. Now, as a minister, it's the same thing. Same figure. Whilst when I was in private practice, sometimes I could make between 5 and 10 times more than that. And there was quite a lot that I have been able to do, or I have been able to do financially.
And for Nanina de Pasola Kenya, what I'm on board, Dokum Fasun Dokura, no Kujamala Keno in Faye, de Pasola Carola. And this is the final question is on institutional reforms. As you know, one of our mandates is to ensure that we have institutional reforms to prevent the reoccurrence of dictatorship.
Yalong kominia jibe yem sasimin na nyanda doku menkola kala adabo kono komin njela mandir ke doku bundale saje kuol min katanui kana senkan koteng.
So in your concluding remarks, I'd be glad if you can suggest ways of strengthening the justice process in this country.
I borrow a pen so I can note it down.
Sign Nidela Kumakam Labongal for a damindo.
I know Mr. Pal is glad that I have taken interest in that.
Yes, I am eager to help my learned senior.
No.
So thank you once again for answering my questions.
Abaraka bake ye jabiro ken nyinin karo la nyam.
Thank you, Commissioner Kerr.
Baraka Commissioner.
So Jobateh, before I ask you to make your final, I want to ask, is it okay? But I have a question before I allow you to play the tape. You have repeatedly said that your family is your most precious asset.
Ite ya fojane ko imo ise inkanta kan kolengo ko ila dimbal wala fon ila itala sula ku bakatamadi.
And that people may regard you as selfish.
Mo se mutano ko ite ketule ku moda male mirala.
But the question I want to ask you isn't the name that you leave behind very important also?
But in left in Karamina. To me yalon ko ebole tule kom okuma batela dimbal.
Contextualizing this question specifically to the executions. You removed yourself from the reality to the extent that your name is indelibly written in the legal and court records, not only of this country, but at the international level. And even though you have categorically stated here that you did not give the advice, those records remain for perpetuity. Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and generations yet unborn will have access to those records. You will not be there to say, I did not participate, I did not give the advice. And yet, this is the family that are so precious to you, that you want to leave a good name for, and that you've been trying so hard to preserve your life. How do you explain that?
Thank you very much. History is never written in isolation of all the issues involved. The particular topic. Once that aspect is written in history, people will see under what circumstances were all these things happening. Which will bring the application of the reasonable man's test. And the question would be, what would I have done if I were in that similar position under such circumstances? I don't know how to, quite apart from Commissioner, I don't know how to refer to you because you are once my teacher.
Commissioner Malamba Fule Nyamin Katite Katana
Krawalan, I think it was in Form 1. Likewise, Alhaji Mr. Jallo.
Alhaji Mr. Jallo.
And what you people had taught us were good manners. So, frankly speaking, I will not lie. I'm not going to look at the country in isolation with my family. If anything happens to any member of my family, like most of them, other friends suggested that I leave the country. Especially my eldest daughter. I always ask her one question. You are able. If I leave and leave these younger ones here, how will they survive? Would their education not be interrupted? So that is the reason why, you know, I said my family comes first. Whatever has to happen to me, I leave my faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm not going to run away. Someday, no, yes, I strongly believe history will absolve each and every one of us. I hope I have answered your question.
Actually, I was not talking about it from the safety of your person, but the fact that the records show that the minister designated for that purpose, who has his own deliberate judgment, considered the totality of all relevant matters, and has decided to recommend to me, meaning the president, that I should exercise my powers as provided by law in relation to the convicted persons. You have categorically stated here that it was not you. The point I am making is those records are permanent records. Which constitute the legal records of this country, and I would presume the international records as well. They are going to remain for perpetuity. Which individual will come out and say, I falsified this document? Minister Lawyer Jobateh did not make this decision.
Minister Lawyer Jobateh
And this is something that your family will have to live with forever. Because you will not be there today. And I don't think what our proceedings here are going to be part of those court records. And that's the point I was making.
Well, that is most unfortunate, to be honest. As you have rightly stated, I know for sure the Quran is here. Whatever I did, or whatever I omitted to do, was because Yaya Jammeh took it away from me. So there was very little I can do about that. It's regrettable that certain things or advices that I should have given him, I never had the opportunity to do so. If we can be assigned the task of responding to the I think it was UN or AU, I don't remember the exact organization.
Amnesty International.
Exactly.
Amnesty International.
We were supposed to answer the 10 points. After having done that myself, and 2 officers from my office, Susan Wafa Ogu, and 2 officers from her ministry, could come up with a write-up. And he turns around and insults us. Very serious insults. I don't want to repeat them. To the extent I would have preferred something else other than those insults. But what can we do?
Lead Counsel, you have something to play for us?
Yes,
Madam Chairperson.
Madam Chairperson.
We have received an audio. It's in the Mandinka language. It will help contribute to this record. May I ask that the OV van place it in short segments and allow for interpretation? Please go ahead.
I'll okay.
Banko Alpha Condiment Dr. Abiradu
I'm greeting Dr. Njoguba. I'm also greeting my elder
Mr. Lead Counsel.
Yes.
Before I said that these meetings took place and there is nothing in these things that I have denied. I've said it here clearly. That they all happen in the office of the Vice President. The presence of all the ministers.
In which you justified the executions. That good confirmation yet again. So we would exhibit. You don't need to hear the recording.
No, I don't.
You satisfied that this was you talking?
Yes, I saw the.
And you satisfied that in that instance you justified the executions as lawful under Gambian law? Even though you knew that that was false. I asked this question. I asked this question.
I don't want to go there. If I do that, I will myself.
Okay, fair enough. You invoke your right not to incriminate yourself. Thank you very much. The commission would ask that the audio be exhibited, so we don't need to hear much more. Thank you very much, Mr. Jobateh. Before I yield the floor, perhaps then I should just ask to exhibit the documents I have. The commission had requested the NIA for the personal information file of Mr. Jobateh. You see, Mr. Jobateh, we've done it even before you suggested that we did. So the record would be Exhibit 195. That was our request. Exhibit 195A1 would be the letter from Permanent Secretary PMO directed to the Secretary General. No, directed to, no, I think it's a letter by Harry Sambu to the Permanent Secretary PMO indicating the resignation of Mr. Jobateh. And 195A2 would be the appointment letter of Mr. Jobateh of 27 June 1996. Exhibit 195A3 would be the transfer letter for Mr. Jobateh of 27 June 1996. And Exhibit 195A4 would be letter from PMO to Mr. Jobateh informing him of his transfer of 26 June 1996. Sorry, it should be 196. So 196 all through, 196A1, 196A2, 196A3, 196A4. All right. And then 196B is an internet article by Fabakari Cisse entitled How Jammeh Executes Mile 2 Inmates. And 196C is another internet article, Gambia's president orders all death row inmates killed. 196D is also an online article, World News Platform, article entitled Gambia's former Justice Minister defended executions of death row prisoners. 196E is the Amnesty International report entitled Gambia, report of official executions being carried out after long hiatus. Then 196F is point article, government on death penalty pronouncement, which also contains the picture of Mr. Jobateh. 196G is also another article, How Jammeh Executes Mile 2 Inmates. And then you have the warrants. 196H is warrant for the execution of Lamin B.S. Dabo. 196J is warrant for the execution of Malang Sonko. 196K, let me see. Okay, from J I went on to, there is no I. I have avoided I because of confusions that it could cause. So J, 196K is execution of Lamin Jaju. 196L is the warrant for execution of Jebe or GB Ba. 196M, a warrant for execution of Aliuba. 196N is warrant for execution of Tabara Samba. 196P, I have avoided O because it will look like 0. That's 196P is a warrant for execution of LF Jammeh. 196Q is warrant for execution of Buba Yabo. 196R is warrant for execution of Dauda Bojang. And the audio record just played would be exhibit 196S. R. Sorry, I have R, so it would be S. Okay, it would be S, 196S. Thank you very much.
And what's the title you're giving to the audio?
It's audio record of explanation of the execution of the 9 inmates provided by Mr. Lamin Jobateh.
Explanation.
Oh, justification.
Justification.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lead Counsel.
Baraka Lead Counsel.
Mr. Jobateh, if you have a statement, please.
A very short one.
Mr. Jobateh, natare yokuma counsel they left a coming for. Nasodola, so to Yarima phone.
I thank Mr. Chairman,
the Chairman of Tendora,
members, commissioners,
Commissioner,
and Lead Counsel,
and Lead Counsel,
and his deputy,
and Ano Malonko.
It's indeed a difficult job. But somebody has to do it. So it behoves those of you that are willing to sit here in this commission to do this kind of a job. I know the country had been through series of turmoils. Some have been endured. It has not been so for everything or everybody. It is not an easy 22 years. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, this has to happen. Like they say in Mandinka.
If God said that this must happen, but the head will remove from the neck, but it must happen.
So I will stop at that issue and take up another issue. Sectoral reforms, which I consider very, very vital. Like I said,
my learned senior is talking. I have to take notes.
This issue of firing or firing at will should be one issue that must be stopped. It is still going on. You are fired and you know what you are being fired for. And number two, the security forces. Lead counsel will agree with me, Justice Chomba, in one of his celebrated judgments, warned the police that they must not poke their nose into what is not their business. No, the police. They are not supposed to be debt collectors. Councils, am I right or wrong? Spot on. So the greatest reform is where that should be. That is very, very important. There are high and more qualified people who can run that place. But no, once you give somebody a contract at a particular position at the police, that will retard the promotion of another under him. If you are due for retirement, go. On the issue of traffic, you see a lot of advantages that are going on against the populace. Although I would agree that it is the motorists or other pedestrians who would deliberately violate the law. But there is a set procedure that ought to be adopted. But not to ask for somebody for his driver's license and you don't have a driver's license, they say, let's go and I park your car. You waste his day's time You waste his day's work.
Yala wato betinya nyanta doko kala wato mino.
You put the passengers to suffer.
Ya jele pasasel mimbe moto kon yol fana tora.
All those things need to be looked at.
Wol ko be nyanta ka jibe kule.
Keeping detained individuals for days without trial.
Kamol mabo ke mabo kwati jang iman andong kiti man kera karola.
One of the reasons why I built Bansang police station in the form it is.
Nyaje Bansang police nga station nga lo conform nyama benyamin to sign.
No suspect no can escape from there.
Moto isobita momole bije ita kanala no laje.
I gave it a special design.
Nga do ko ni nga tombone kamba kala nyami.
Through the wall you cannot escape.
Nata maradi
the roof you cannot escape.
Ita kanano.
The doors you cannot escape.
Bundal fana ita kanala.
Really? But after doing all that,
but kabingo beke.
Ya Jame at the opening ceremony said it is only criminal lawyers.
Ako ya Jame kababo ilungo jura kan kadje dayele ako criminal dama welen ku jaw kela drom loyal to
who can make those kind of designs.
Wole so lo nya sifal ke no police station wa tara wolo nya sifato.
It was an insult to me, but what can I do?
Enne bari mbamuna ke no la wato.
Nothing, absolutely.
The Fenkela no water.
Our children also. We need to look at them carefully. We need to teach our sisters, our mothers, our fathers to keep control of their children. If you go out at night, for example, if you see how some of these girls not dress, and some of the things that they see, that they do rather, it's pathetic. So on that note, I thank everybody, and may God bless all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Jobateh.
Baraka, Mr. Jobateh.
Thank you, lead counsel.
Baraka, lead counsel.
Interpreters, media people, everybody. For your patience, I now hand over respectfully to the chair. Chair.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair, for helping us during this last 2 hours. But before I make announcements next week and thereafter, I want to leave the hat of the chair on the side for a moment. And allow me to be a bit selfish. To ask witness to clarify something for us. As meaning the people of Bansang, where he comes from. And I'll do so in Mandinka, if you don't mind.
Since the day
when Balo Kante ate to me,
Balo Kante accuse you.
Bansambe Amoy.
The whole of Bansang has heard about it. The whole world has heard about it.
Kafago ite ye hadmani sunjunu kuntule.
You have cut somebody's nipple with a razor blade.
You
have put a very big weight on top of the community of Bansang. You cannot raise your head above in so many places.
There are
so many people who are saying that a citizen or native of Bansang can do something like that to a human being. That weight, that's what you have addressed here today. But I think if you could add a bit of it, you tell your people to raise your head above.
As
you stated it here. It is not like that. If you could say to the Bansan community what has actually happened. Balo Kante, have you cut off his nipple or not? If you don't do it, what do you know about how it happened? I'm not pressurizing you, and also I'm not criticizing you. But I think if you could say it to your own people, it's something that has occurred, so that they can raise their head above a bit.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Chairman.
Before
I said something,
I
can swear to the Holy Quran, billahi wallahi tallahi. If I have took a razor blade and cut off the nipple of Balo Kante, may God not make me to reach at my residence.
Billahi wallahi tallahi.
Billahi wallahi tallahi.
Make.
Do it today, I do not do it tomorrow. And nobody will stand here and say that they have seen me doing it. And no one will stand here to say that when his nipple was cut off, they saw a blood oozing out. And if it has happened, at least maybe 1 or 2 people, they will have seen the blood.
And secondly,
if it has happened, and if it has happened, where was he cured, treated? And which doctor has assisted him with treatment? That's why your work
is a very difficult one.
There are so many people who will come here, all they do is lies. But things that have not happened in your presence, you have a big tax. But I know between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the first day of my grave, the first night of my grave, I have never touched his breast, his nipple, or talk less of cutting it off. Something is very clear to me. When we went to Abidjan to investigate about the Kukoi issues, and also when we went to Ouagadougou, we know the difficulties that we have encountered there. By then, Alhaji
Ismail Sibe.
Alhaji Ismail Sibe.
Sarakulolem.
He is a Sarahuleman.
Atelong Gambia consulate in Abidjan.
He is the consular for the Gambia government in Abidjan.
Coming to Abidjan for this investigation.
When we were going to Abidjan to conduct this investigation, I went there with Fode Bari.
As usual, Honorable Sibe.
As in usual procedure, upon our arrival, we went to the consular. As we arrived, we were discussing with him. He informed us that Haris Sambu has called us to inform us about your coming.
In the presence of one Mr. Musa Sise. During the course of evidence collection.
Whilst we were doing that evidence collection, we realized that
Balo Kante was in Liberia.
Abenun
Liberia. Charles Taylor Nala Mulmel Benyola.
Charles Taylor and the people he was fighting with.
Wale Balo Kante and in one chap, I don't remember his name, but it's something Sise also.
Those were the people who Balo Kante and something Sise. That's where we were told that.
That Sise was buried alive.
That was Sise ni ya badela baluri. They did not even kill him. They just placed him in the dock, then bury him alive.
The torture
in that Balokante is accusing me of.
Liberia.
That happened to him in Liberia.
Another faction will rescue.
There were other people that rescued them.
So,
I left him with Allah. And Allah will judge between me and him.
Because such an inhuman treatment.
Yellow
television.
You stand before the TV. You stand in front of the TV and make sure.
Allah will punish him. I have no doubt about that.
And if in the event that I have placed a big weight on the shoulders of the Bansan community, I'm appealing to them to forgive me. That's what I can say.
Council, you wanted the floor before I... Mr. Chair, obviously this issue would come for the Commission to consider. And while Mr. Jobateh has been given the opportunity to address this, I think it also behoves me to bring to the attention of the Commission some new information I have received when Mr. Barry provided this the same information.
Yes, indeed.
Somebody who was in Liberia at the time and participated in all these things sent me some information that I have asked the person to put in a statement to be registered with the Commission. The person said the Commission needs to charge the current witness for contempt of court for blatantly lying on the oath. Referring to Fodebari. He said Domingo died on the 6th of April 1996.
Domingo banta April karo tilworo 1996
And Balo Kante was never arrested in Liberia for his breast to be cut.
Balo Kante inana mamuda Liberia surdu kana kafoko ka kuntu.
Domingo was captured by the Ulimo J and tortured to death.
Domingo Ulimo J kafo mulwele amutandu ya lipa ya tajirinde afafata.
And buried somewhere. We later exhumed his corpse and gave him a proper burial. Balo and Co left Liberia long before the April 6 operation where Domingo died.
Balo na donyo narna Liberia bula wati janko la janin Domingo na donyo janin Domingo befala.
Your Honors would remember that we have received evidence about the Gambians who were part of Taylor's entourage.
Ye akamem fokia mana wala nyinga kiseda ndro soro jana ko Gambia du do soro me alon ko ni Charles Taylor be nyobu do ko kono kela do ko ke.
Balo Kante was never named.
Balo Kante ma to foje
amongst them.
Itol kon wol kono.
He was a commander in the other sides. In the
commando de mun nyaton ko la matu mun fanna do lan.
But I just brought this so that the Commission can consider that and also the witness would hear that. This is by no means meant to show that that Balo Kante was correct in his allegation. But at least there are witnesses from those who were in Liberia who can disprove the hearsay evidence that Mr. Barry and Mr. Jobateh have offered the commission. This is just for the completeness of the record. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, my counsel. This is indeed a fair balancing of what we have heard here in the commission from Fode Barry, now from witness Mr. Jobateh.
Chairman ko inumbara ba council nyimu kule de meya lonko pesa ro nyimba pesa la nyambe ngabe akulia nyinga be ibe nyo ni sero men fana be andunga moy balo kan defana na karola al commission de mala bakele.
As I said earlier, it was a selfish act on my part to raise this issue of where he or Gama comes from and the people, the burden that has been on them during the past few years.
So wala ya sabu ngaku mo nyim findi nda nyati no puisa ja asiku nyin sene andi adungo nyin si yom fado manding bansang kol kang wala ya sabu ngof.
Again, thank you very much, Mababadini, for explaining your side of the story to your own people.
Aninkabi baba dinding memusero rinumbara bake tumalamenna ila karola tumiro mellate kan puri fana ya sene andi abeka nyame ya sene andi commission nyade no nyame inumbara bake o kan.
Amere si kumulindino demanding sign.
No, that's a member for
I'm a man for the Lamin
AMS Jobateh.
Yeah, oh.
I'm not Baba Dindi.
I know. But it didn't make it But yes, indeed, as I said, thank you so much.
Chairman?
Yes, sorry.
Chairman,
wow.
Okay. I want to say two important things.
After Mbalo Kante.
Wow. The issue of Mbalo Kante.
Mo wenam bi woni wut ko fi.
He
ken gisul fi wen bi.
Sorry.
Mbalo Kante's nipple was not shown here. Nobody have seen it here.
Imam, he did show. Yes. One in
okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, again, thank you again very much for your explanation. Before we conclude, now I'll put on my chair from the chair and announce that this is the end of the 20th session of the commission today. We are going to continue to meet next week in the various committees. The committees that would meet next week. The Reparations Committee, the Human Rights Committee. That one would meet at subcommittee level. There is a subcommittee that is dealing with reparations. And there is another subcommittee dealing with disappearances. And the third committee that's meeting next week is the Reconciliation Committee. We will announce when the other two subcommittees or the other two committees are going to be meeting. These are the subcommittees on child protection, and the sexual and the gender-based violence committee. And the fifth one would be the Amnesty Committee.
Amnesty Committee.
We will resume our meetings on the 22nd of February. That's when we would start on the 21st. 22nd February. Yeah. That's when we start the 21st session of the commission. And Council, if I'm not jumping ahead of everybody, I believe we are going to be looking at the West African migrants and perhaps residuals from the NIA institutional hearings.
Yes, Mr. Chair, you're absolutely right. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, welcome.
Thank you all very much indeed. Sorry, it's been a very, very long day, but a very useful one. Thank you all for your patience, and have a restful weekend when we start that. Thank you so much. Meeting is adjourned.
When we touch down, better broke down.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
So she became mine and see the
For all your pastry, bakery, and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings, and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European, and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe, and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan, Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu dee am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal bel laka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit
bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentey tamit si ay dàll man waaye man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner, Kiwi Eye, the whole range, Lighten Up Gold, Tomatine. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on and on. Lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox. Skincare plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu ngi United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes, you know, fragrances, men's shirts, accessories. We do dresses as well. We do blouses. I mean, we do shoes. Name it, we do them. Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection. Zero task. Fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème picture boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii.
Love like fire. Bring my